Hello and welcome to Crafting with Jane. We're doing Christmas cards today, and I'm doing a filled bauble with something really pretty, and I'm using some stamps by Cardio, and this is where I got the idea from because they do some lovely things. And I've got Festive Scene, which is lots of little things, and I've got mini tall trees, which again is a lot of little trees. So what I've done is I have oh, and if you're interested in having a look at Cardio, it's spelled CARD-IO, and their website is www. If I do it up here like that, you can then do a screenshot. Cardio, CARD-IO.com, so you can then have a look for yourself. I don't know whether these are available anymore, but what I've done is I have done a mask. So I have cut out one of the, and this again, something I've had for a very long time, will never get rid of it, Stampin' Up! Framelits. They were holiday ornaments, 127816. They've been retired a very, very long time, but you never know, you might be able to pick them up on one of the selling sites and things. Lots of different baubles in there. Any one of those would do and work for this. So I've got the cut out of the bauble, and then I've got the inside piece. You'll see I've coloured it already because I did have a go to start off with, but it didn't work as I'd wanted it. So I now know where my mistake was, and I can then rectify it. So I've got two colours, Night of Navy and Dapper Denim, because I wanted those sorts of shades of blue. And I'm going to use the deeper one, which is the Night of Navy, and I'm using a little cloth because I just want it to come in on the side like this, and I don't want it to come up too much. So you can see I'm literally just taking it from the outside, so it literally just rubs over on the side, because what I don't want is for it to be too far out. And with a little cloth you can have a bit more of a control over it. This side not as much because I'm on the camera and I can't turn it round, so I've got to just trust myself that I'm not going to go too far over, which is not the easiest thing to do because you can't really sort of see round the side part, but it'll give me the outline to start off with like that. Now I want it slightly darker at the bottom, a little bit in on the side, because I'm literally just doing the outside of it. Just like that. And then I can just deepen it where I want it to be. So round on that bit I want it deeper, and round on that bit I want it deeper, to just give it sort of a rounded look. Okay, now I am going to choose I was going to choose this mid blue, but I think I'm going to choose a paler blue, because I think that might work better. And I'm choosing, this is Coastal Cabana, which is a sort of a turquoisey blue. I'm taking another bit of the cloth, and I'm using this cloth because I've seen this work with this sort of style, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to do it. Yes, I'm going to get with a mucky finger, but the nice thing is that I am literally only dabbing ink where I want it, which is, for me, is quite good. So I'm just going around the edge again, just with this slightly paler colour to see. I don't know whether it's going to come out or not. Just a little bit, might be even too pale to go on there. Just have to see, because I've got all of the blue around the outside of this, so I don't know whether it's going to come across. I think it might do. Okay, I'm going to leave it like that for now, because I don't want to. In fact, the only way I can do it, let me think about this, do it sensibly, because I've got quite a lot of colour on there. If I take a piece of scrap and I take the blue again, and I take this over on here, there we go. It's coming through now because I'm not taking the blue from the outside in on here. So I'm just trying to mask this off a little bit so that where I'm doing this blue, it's not coming in on the from the mask, because the mask with the dark blue is just taking this on. Now you can see it's starting to come through a bit more because I'm not putting it on. I'm not taking it up from the outside of the mask, so I'm just doing a little bit because I just want a little bit of this blue in there because I think it works quite nicely. Okay, that's all I'm going to do on this for the time being, because I don't want it to be overly egged. And then I want, I've got a little deer. Now, what have I done with him? Is he still on? Yes, he is. I've got him on the block, so I'm going to stamp him first. And I'm using VersaFine Clair Twilight, which is a very dark blue, but for images, the VersaFine Clair is beautiful because it just makes everything perfect. And I'm going to put my deer in first. First mistake, I did the trees first, and then I got my deer in on where its antlers were too much. So I've got a little deer right in the centre, which will work perfectly. I just need to clean the stamp so it doesn't get too mucky, because being a dark colour, it will stain. And then I've got the trees. Now I've got this tree, which is a bigger tree, and that's from Mini Trees. I'm just going to ink that up like that, and I'm going to have this one coming in from the edge and off just like that, which looks perfect. Clean that again. Now I've got a couple of little ones as well, or smaller ones. These are all very tiny, but they're perfect for something like this. So I'm just going to take one of those, and then we'll have that one in on the other side. So let's put this little tree in like that. And then I could do one in on the back like that, so it's in the distance a little bit. I think that's fine. Okay, so now we need to do everything sort of up in the air a bit, so we need to ground it. So I need to take the dark colour again, which is the dark navy, and then I can put this with a little bit of this as the mask, and I want to have, we'll have it this way, I think, coming down so that the steer is just in like this, and I'm just bringing it up along here. Fine little line, don't want it too deep. And then take that off, and that's got that little snowy bit. And then I want this one coming down this way. And again, I'm just doing it really finely, like that. And then we can have another little one coming down like this, which comes down there. So you've got your little sort of snowy bits coming through. This one I might, and you can have them a bit more, if I tear it a bit, we can have it just at a little bit more of an angle. So if I take it sort of, where is it, sort of not too torn, a bit like that, and then I can just, I'm not going to add any more to it, but I'm just going to give it a little bit more of a on there, and you've just got that coming up. So that gives the little bit of the blue coming in, which I think makes it look quite nice. Now what I want to do is I'm going to take this off of here, so we've then got the outside, can take all of this away. I'm going to keep that mask because I still think I can use it a few more times. Now you can see that outside. I might just make it a little bit darker actually, because in looking at that, it could do right on the edge part, it could do with being just a little bit darker. So I'm going to take a little bit more of this ink and just go around the edges of it, because I want that part to be as dark as I can get it really. Just taking it round. Whoops, that gave it too big, didn't it? It's come a bit too, hopefully it'll look all right once we've taken this off. That's not too bad. Okay, so that's given that like that round the side. Then what I need to do is I need to take this on here, put that in over the top like that, and then I'm going to use a blending brush this time, and I'm going to do the paler blue, I think, because I think that that will work better. So I'm just taking that up in on the side. Turn it round. Like that. It's a bit blobby. That's better. Make this a bit wider because I've got it a bit blobby down on there, so I need to just blend it in a bit more. And what I might do is, let me take the paler blue, this one, so it's not the really dark blue but it's the intermediate one, and I'm just going to go just on the edge. Like that. Then I'll just blend it in a little bit more. Won't make it quite so blobby, hopefully. Turn that round. I'm trying to keep my finger on it. That wasn't very good, was it? Let's just pop it in like that. Just taking it up over the edge here. A little bit round like that. Okay, so then when I take it off, you've now got that coming through like that. Still needs a little bit more definition on there. So what I'm taking is, I have got some white Posca pen, and I'm just going to go round the edge with it. You could use a glue pen or something like that, but I haven't got a glue pen that will work, because basically what we're going to do is we're just going to take this round like that. Just in on the edge. Now Posca pens take a little while to dry, so what I'm doing is I'm just going all the way around the edge with it, and then while it's still wet I'm going to just add some glitter to it, because then you're not going to see the white of the pen. And as I say, you can use some glue, but the Posca works equally as well. And then I've got the glitter already, so I'm just going to sprinkle that in over the top while the pen's wet, shake it off, and you've got bits of glitter, and you can see in fact where some of the other part hasn't, where I was sponging on there on the outside, where that hasn't dried, the glitter's stuck to that as well, which is quite nice. Now what you can do is, as I say, you can use a little bit of pen on there, so pen on there, glue pen on there, and then that will work. But I want to just soften this edge while it's still a little wet, so, and while the glitter's on there. So I'm just taking this and I'm just going to soften it while it's still wet, so I can blend the outside into the inside. And you'll find that the glitter will probably come off, so I need to use just a little fine glue pen, or I can use some, I don't think I've got, have I got a fine glue pen? Probably somewhere. Don't know whether I have, looking in my drawer, but I can't see one. I might have to use a little bit of Tombow and just do the glue that way. So, because Tombow dries clear, so I just need to make sure that it's going to come out. Oh yes, it does, that's fine. Just wanted to make sure. So I'm just going to do just a little bit round on the edge like this in the glue, because as the glue dries it will the glitter will stick to it. So I'm just taking it around the outside, like this, and then I'm just going to run a little bit down on the tree, on the center, and just a little bit on the just like little sort of snowflakes in on here. Okay, so it takes a while for the glue to dry, and if you don't want it too thick, you can just dab it off if you want to, but I don't mind it being a little bit thick. So I'm just going to use my tray again, and this time put the glue in over the top, or put the glitter in over the top. Give that a sprinkle out. And you can see on there, you've got it where you wanted it, and that will stay and will dry beautifully. So I could even put a little bit more down on there actually, where I got the glue pen in, just to make sure that I've got it in. That's better. And that gives you a really rather lovely, twinkly bauble. So I'm going to, let's move this out of here. I would normally wait for it to dry, but I haven't got particularly a huge amount of time. So what I want to do is I want this bauble to be hanging. So I'm going to take this blue, this is a blue Posca pen, or you can just use a fine line pen. And I just want to see how fine this is going to come, because I don't want the string to be over. That's perfect. So I'm just going to take from here, just up to the top, just a line for the bauble to come up like that. So that comes up to the top, and then we can put a bow on here if we want to. So I'd put the bow so it comes round like that, and round like that, and then in on there. So you've got your little bow that comes in there. Then all I would do is just to put a border round. So I can do it with various different colours. I don't want to add anything more to there. I'm going to put a Merry Christmas or something on that, and you will see it on the front, but I haven't got any cut, so I'm going to choose some mats and things, put it onto a card. You'll see it on the front cover, but I think that that is really rather pretty. It's given such a really lovely, nice little scene on there. Beautiful Christmas card, and as I say, a little sentiment on there saying Merry Christmas, or even I could do it in a die. And I think it will look lovely. So I hope you enjoyed that. Hope it gave you a little bit of inspiration. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye bye.